Hey guys, I'm already here. I'm just doing a quick video, gonna go over new changes to the atlas. Got images open here of the atlas, and this one has the atlas. Here we've got the sextant information, and this person has rated each each map's clearability, like or boss or whatever, based on what he considers good. So if you know, this is the old atlas. Everyone should all be pretty familiar with that. This is my no, wait, this is my favorite image of the new. So we can see all of this stuff here. Um, so basically, I'm going to go over what maps I'm planning on shaping. Barring any changes or whatever once it comes out, and these new maps that are shown in blue. If some of them are really good, then of course this is all subject to change, but this is just kind of like a first draft. So if we look at tier ones, we can see beach has 4 whites, graveyard has 2 whites. I'm not too worried about which like tier 1 through 4 that I shape, because realistically I won't be running those for very long anyways, so my plans with shaping those is mostly going to be not influencing my tier 10 through 15s that I'm going to shape, making it harder to sextant block, making it require a yellow sextant, things like that. But just at first glance, most likely I'm shaping Graveyard as my tier 1 or Beach. I mean, they're both good. We don't know what this map down here is. It might be better. In the case that it is, I might do that. I'll be playing Trade League as well, so I don't need to worry about shaping based on 3-to-1 recipes. Tier 2 is pretty basic too. Arid Lake has the most sextants by a significant margin, so if I do shape Beach, I might not shape Arid Lake. If I do shape Graveyard, I'll definitely be shaping Arid Lake over here. Pretty simple logic, just making it easier to sextant over here. You can't actually really sextant block for these unless you're doing Beach. Like with Beach, you would be able to use Ball City and Peninsula and Bakawa, Wobula, Tiku, and this one, all for sextant blocks, and then you could, do these. With Arid Lake, you've just got these two for sextant blocks, because you would be using these ones all for your sextants. Tier 3, Port looks like the obvious choice. I looked over this before. Port is right here in kind of like a dead zone, somewhere that, if you shape Port, you're not really changing any sextants, because most likely you're not shaping any of these maps right here. We don't know how this stuff down here is going to look, but, most likely we'll be going with Port or something like that in 3.1. Tier 4, Strand and Gorge are the obvious choices here, not counting these weird ones over here. So if we take another look at that, Strand, it's right here. Obviously a great choice, really surrounded by tons of sextants you can load onto it if you do decide to do Strand. And then that would mess with your Arid Lake and stuff, in which case I might just unshape Arid Lake and Beach if I do end up shaping them. Just say fuck it, I don't even need those tier 1, 2 shape, just so you can have more white sextants on Strand. And just to reiterate, this is all assuming that sextants remain unchanged going forward. Now, Gorge initially seems really good, but Gorge is also right connected to Channel. And I think for my tier 5s, which I'll get back to that now, tier 5, if we take a look here, Spider Layer and Channel look like the obvious choices. Spider Layer is a pretty good layout. The boss is a little bit annoying, but you don't do any backtracking there. You just kind of do the loop around, and then you go follow the path towards the boss, and it's all very linear. So if we look at where Spider Layer is, it's right here. The sextants we can put on here, we can block with all of this stuff right here. Use 2 yellows pretty easily. Yellows are not ideal, but then we also do have this white on Canyon that we'd be able to use. So Spider Layer is looking pretty good. Now Channel is looking good as well. Lots of sextant blocking you can do up here. But Channel's layout is kind of annoying. It's not a fantastic layout, it's not awful. But you do have to do a bit of backtracking, even if you do kind of zigzag it and cover it as best you can. So channel is kind of up in the air whether I'm going to do that or not. I'll probably like start with channel and then maybe switch to spider layer. Something along those lines, most likely. The other problem with doing channel is that atoll is right here as a 6, and chances are we're going to want to shape atoll. Now, the downside to shaping atoll is that it's not, right here connected to vault. So if you do shape atoll and you shape vault, you can't use these two sextants exclusively for vault. You can't sextant block using atoll and these ones up here. So all of this is gonna come into play. If we go back into here, I was also considering cemetery. So he's got cemetery down as a yellow tier map. I personally strongly disagree. I think cemetery is an amazing layout. The boss is extremely easy as long as you turn off your cast when damage taken curse. So most likely what I was looking into for tier 6s, which would be a tier 11 when shaped, we'd be doing cemetery. Now the reason I think cemetery is so good is look at all these sections we've got right here. So this one can be blocked with these 3 right here, which you're most likely going to have completed. You might not have bog, but you can definitely block with Mausoleum and Waste Pool. Mausoleum might connect to Cemetery, in which case you can't block with it, but oh well. If it does, you can block with Ash and Wood, which then allows you to block with these 2. We've got these whites right here, so having 2 whites available on your tier 11 is amazing. Like that is one of the most overpowered things you can have. White sections are so incredibly valuable. And then you add to the fact that we're also able to block using all of this down here for sewer, and we're able to block with these ones over here for Prentice Manor. That makes for a really good sextanting time on cemetery. So odds are we're going cemetery, and a big part of that is just the whole vault thing here. If vault is as good as it looks and sextants are unchanged, then chances are you're going to need shaped vault if you're looking to make a good chunk of money during the league. So then we get on to tier 7s. I hate ramparts. I will absolutely not even consider this map. Underground River is okay. Arachnid Nest is okay. Catacombs is okay. But Dunes is freaking Dunes, man. So if we do look into Dunes, this is a tier 10. Chances are you won't be unlocking that. But you can use the Pillars of Arun for a sextant here. It's not looking that great for sextanting, but then again, like I said, it's Dunes. It's your tier 10. Dunes is or tier 12. Dunes is a fantastic map. Great layout. The boss isn't particularly hard. He's really tanky, but he's not that big of a deal for most of the builds that I play. And then, yeah, like I say, the layout is just fantastic. But if we consider a couple of our other options here, so we got Ramparts, Underground River, Catacombs, Arachnid Nest are the ones worth considering outside of these new ones, because obviously those will come into play later. So Arachnid Nest, pretty good location. Some good sextant blocking you can do here with Thicket, Bazaar, Striptorium. We can block with this. Some good options there as far as sextants go. No white sextant options, so that's unfortunate. Where's Ramparts? Oh, here's Underground River. We can go over that real quick. And here's Ramparts. So Ramparts not an option. Right next to Vault. Absolutely not shaping that. Underground River does have some option, but that takes away 2 sextant blocks that you could be using on Vault. So that kind of cuts that out. So chances are we'll either go Arachnid Nest or Dunes. And I'm leaning towards Dunes because Dunes is amazing, especially at the start of a league when you can get those Lions Roars and Roomies div cards. They sell for quite a bit early on. Now we're on to tier 8s. So we've got Shore, Tropical Island, Mud Geyser. I actually like Mineral Pools, even though he's got it listed here as a red. I think Mineral Pools is a really nice map with a decent layout. And Mineral Pools was what I was looking at shaping, possibly for my tier 8, or at least one of them. We can get this Sextant going with Twilight Temple. This is probably a tier 10, so chances are you're not going to have that unlocked, but we at least have one pretty reliable Sextant we can throw up there. Tropical Island down here was another option I was considering. Shore, obviously, always an option. Shore has tower looks like tier 9, so you could do one there. You could do one on Malkoon. Tropical Island, Estuary looks blockable. You wouldn't be unlocking Arachnid Tomb most likely. But you know, you can do some good stuff down here. I like the layout of Tropical Island a lot. If you're running 3 breaches, I think Tropical Island is fantastic. From Zana, whatever breach tier it is, who knows? You might not even be able to get breaches, but just as an option. But yeah, those are kind of looking like the best options for tier 8s in my opinion. Wait, let's take a look at Courtyard. Where would that be located? Up here. Courtyard's looking quite nice actually. Courtyard has a pretty shitty layout in my opinion. I don't like hopping over the walls all the time, but I mean, Coward's Trial could be used. Pier looks like tier 10, so probably not doing that. Vinktars is a section we could use here. Poor Joys we could use. Temple could be a block for Poor Joys. So there's some potential with Courtyard. We might look into that once the Liege starts. Anyways, moving on to tier 9. I mean, the obvious choice here is Vault. Estuary looks okay as well. So we've got Estuary. It should be... I remember seeing it down somewhere over here, I think. Over here. Okay, well anyways, let's talk about Vault first while I try and see that. So Vault 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess Quarry doesn't connect. So 5 really good Sextants on here. Chances are we're not unlocking Orchard, so that cuts one of them out. 4 good Sextants. Vol Temple, you can Sextant block this with Quarry, which then allows you to Sextant blocks connecting with Underground River. Ramparts, we got this one here. Armory, we've got Atoll, Maelstrom, Crematorium, Ashen Woods, Gorge, all possible Sextant blocks there. And then Vault's just a pretty good layout. It's okay, you know, very linear if you kind of do it in like a figure 8. And very good Sextant, or what should I call it, divination card drops. So that's definitely one that we'll be considering. Why do I not see Estuary? I must be blind. I had no issue finding it when I was going over it on stream. Oh, down here, okay. Estuary down here, also looking like it has some potential. Arachnid Tomb apparently is a tier 9, but that doesn't really make sense because why would it be connected to a tier 11 right here? Anyways, so Estuary, Tropical Island Terrace, you know, you can get some Sextants going here. There's possibilities, you know, we might end up running that. But Vault is just king. Vault's divination card drops way too good. Tier 15, I don't know that I will unlock a tier 15. There's no guarantee. We'll check how the new map layouts are potentially. But Bog is looking like, you know, obvious choice here. Its location is okay down here. So you can get one Sextant going on it, which you can have blocked with Hollowed Ground. Now the problem with it doing Bog is it'll fuck with your Cemetery Sextant blocks. If you do Cemetery, you know, it's connected to Primordial Pool and Lair. Both okay maps to run. But yeah, we'll be starting out most likely unlocking a lot of the stuff in the center, maybe not all of it, but at least some of it. So that's kind of the general consensus I've got right now for the Atlas. Nothing too crazy, but we'll give it a shot. See how it goes in the new league, and obviously all of this is subject to change. I just had a few people requesting you know, kind of a sextanting and mapping overview based on what we've seen. So hope you guys all enjoy the video, and I'll be streaming today, twitch.tv/MartyPoE, just playing some random Steam games or whatever while we wait for 3.1 to come out. Mayhem is now over. I had 2 nice pushes. You can check out my other video going over my rips in that race. It was a great race, really fun. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the video. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, whatever, you know, check me out. Join my Discord, come hang out with me. You know, appreciate all the support, and have a good night.